these were the nicest, gentle men you would ever meet. All of them, nearly all of them, had engineering degrees. One of them was even engaged. And they still did what they did because of their belief in religion. Now, obviously, it was politically motivated. Everybody knows that. But they did it. They did the dirty deed because they believed in their religion. It was only 6 months ago that I discovered proof that atheists were very moral. This kind of excited me because the morality thing is one issue that Christians really hold on to. I cannot be moral without my God. Let me take away God, your God, just for a moment. If you left here today and for 1 week you didn't believe in a God, would that change your behavior? Would you start going out and misbehaving? Would you start raping and pillaging? Of course not. Why? Because you have innate morals within you, like everybody has. I was first shocked that there was an actual proof. The proof itself is not the reason for my atheism, but it does support the fact that people can have good values and decent morals without religion. So where do people that have no morals, where are they? Where do they live? Does anybody have an idea?
Next door to me.
I'm sorry?
Next door to me.
I'm sorry to hear that. I had a neighbor like that as well one time. I'm glad I moved. Well, actually, she moved before me. Where do they live? More accurately, where are people that have no morals, commit a crime, and caught are? Now you know where they live. They live in prisons. That's where people who own the lowest morals we know of are. So let's take a look at how many atheists are in prison. Because I asked you before, you don't think atheists have a moral foundation. So there should be a lot of atheists in prison. Over, how many people? I think that it reached the 1 million or 2 million prison population mark just a few months ago. I forget which was, but it was big. We have more people in prisons than any other country per capita, that is, in the world. So there should be more atheists in prison, right? The reality is that there's only 0.2% of atheists in prison. That's about 100 times less than any other person of religious persuasion. Even I was skeptical of this statistic, me being a skeptic, so I looked it up on Google, and sure enough, there are several studies out there, mostly done by interns and PhD programs, and all the doctors get the credit. The reason for this is, I think the reason for this is that atheists explore their world more intently than religious people do. And what I mean by that is they explore everything around their world. A lot of times I'm asked, Bruce, how do you know so much about Christianity? Matthew 16:19. 19:16? I always get those two mixed up. My wife's favorite verse. Leave your families and join me. And my wife's thinking, if you ever leave me, I'll kill you. That's what, I got off a track there for a moment. Oh boy. I was also surprised through the internet many secular and atheist organizations that meet in Orange County. So I found them. I went to them and I found them very enjoyable, so much so that I started my own skeptics group that's kind of more of an atheist skeptics group several months ago. And I enjoy the company immensely because the people that are there not only believe the same way I do, just like you believe the same way you do, but we talk about other issues in the world as well. Finally, I felt a good reason, I feel really good about being an atheist. I know I'm a good person. I believe in being good to each other outweighs the belief that there is an improvable afterlife. I am inconsiderate. I am a considerate and hopefully polite and courteous person. I am altruistic and help others when they need it and when I can give it. I have a good and moral foundation through my family's teaching and through evolution. I have no gods to worship, no hell to worry about, no heaven to make me do things I do not believe in, no belief in sin, and I have a strong identity that knows more about my natural world which I live in. Life is good to me. Thanks for listening. And now we're going to have a Q&A. This is where the fun really starts. Before I go on, Before you zoom out there, Vaughn, I have a Skeptics magazine here. Now you want to have one of these just to debate about. Free inquiry. Free inquiry is basically the freedom to ask questions. A lot of people think that you're not supposed to ask about God. He's too revered. He's a sacred cow. Let me put it to you this way. If local government made a rule that affected your neighborhood that you live in right now, you would go to that city hall if you disagreed with it and you speak about it. You'd examine it. Everybody would talk about it. That's one level of control as your local government. Tomorrow night, City Council of Villa Park having an In God We Trust issue, motion come up. I'll be the first one to speak, if I can. Vaughn will be the second one to speak. I'm kidding. The second level of government, or authority of that matter, would be state government. Now, if the state passes a law that the taxes on your gas go up to $5 a gallon, you're going to be pretty mad, and everybody else will be mad, and you're going to be doing something about it, hopefully. And the next level of authority is federal. That affects all of us. Whatever they say goes. Right now, in God we trust is the motto. It's on all of our coins. Did anybody know when it was put on all of our money? 1955, the year I was born. Why? Because it was a communistic fear of communism. They thought communism was atheism. It was McCarthyism. And the Knights of Columbus were the ones who sponsored it. And boy, if you didn't say that, yes, you believe that in God we trust is a good thing to do. And that was the day when atheists were, in fact, some definitions, the Bible, the dictionary. Did I say dictionary? Encyclopedia. Webster's dictionary, it was the dictionary, said that atheists were evil people. That's actually what they said. That was in the 20s, so that's going a little far back. So the fourth level of authority is the final level of authority, and that's God. So if you examine your local government so much, and then your state government, and there's probably thousands of people inquiring about federal government, shouldn't you inquire about somebody who's even over that? You shouldn't just accept it, you should talk about it. And I'm talking about both sides of talking about it. Now, if you, at the very end of your discussion of talking about it, still believe in God, and you probably will, that's absolutely fine with me, but I'll respect you more if you talk about my side of it. Just as if you bring me a question, and I'll say, wow, I don't know the answer to that. That's a pretty good question. Let me go explore and examine that and study it, and I'll study it from both sides. And I'm sure that you'll respect me for studying it instead of just saying, well, I don't believe it. This Free Inquiry magazine has about 20 different things that they believe in, and this is a humanistic principle, but humanists and atheists go very much hand in hand. Very little difference.
Secular humanism.
Secular humanism, that's correct. Thank you. I'll just mention a couple of them. It's like real quick, and then we'll go into a Q&A. We believe that scientific discovery and technology can contribute to the betterment of a human life. We are committed to the principle of separation of church and state. We are concerned with securing justice and fairness in society and with eliminating discrimination and intolerance